and welcome to the 217th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Brucker, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Brucker. We're going to be having another outstanding beer today from Heavy Seas Beer Company out of Maryland. We're going to be having the Greater Pumpkin, which is a pumpkin ale, but this is not your ordinary pumpkin ale. This is a bourbon barrel aged pumpkin ale. All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I have had this before, but it's always good to try it again, right? So the beer on ratings clocks in at an 88 out of 100, which would make it a very good beer, nearly on the outstanding category. And I'm gonna try and get a little bit ahead so we get some of those flavors out of there. All right, so got a little heavy on the end so we can get some of the flavors because it wasn't getting a pronounced head on there. Now this beer is 10% alcohol by volume, so obviously like most pumpkin beers, it's not something you really want to sit around the pool and drink. It's something that you're gonna be sipping. So I was kind of excited. The reason I got this beer is I'm real particular about my pumpkin beers, okay? First of all, I'm not real big onto a lot of the pumpkin beers, but I always like the Pumpkin from Southern Tier and the Warlock from Southern Tier, but I don't think that I had ever had before this one a bourbon barrel aged, and I tend to like bourbon a lot. So I thought, what the heck, might as well try it. It's a nice 10% beer. So if nothing else, even if I didn't like it, you know, it was worth a shot. But I did like it. Okay, so let's talk about this beer by Heavy Seas. We're gonna smell it first. We're gonna talk about what I smell. Okay, so right off the bat, you're getting the smell of a light smell of the bourbon, not like overpowering. You're getting a smell of like cinnamon, clove, allspice, and there's another one in there. I can't be 100% sure, but there's like a sweetness to it. And it almost smells like there's ginger in there. And I don't know, I don't think ginger would typically be in a pumpkin beer, but it smells like a little bit like ginger. Yeah. So anyway, it's got a really nice scent, and that goes well with the flavor. So let's go ahead and dig in. Let's waste no time now that we've got the smell in there. Yeah, just like I remember. So what I get out of it, I don't get an overpowering of the pumpkin spices, okay? It's there, you know that it's a pumpkin beer, but it's not overwhelming. That's my problem with a lot of the pumpkin beers. They make it so much pumpkin flavor and spices that it overpowers the beer. What I like about this one, you can tell it's a pumpkin. You can tell that there's bourbon. You get both of those, but neither one of them are overpowering. So you're getting a nice boozy beer with a little bit of pumpkin, a little bit of bourbon, and then you get those spices in there, but they're mild, and it kind of all comes together well, I would say. That is a very nice beer. And I like this right off the bat. You know, I even got my wife, who's not really big into bourbon and not really big into pumpkin beers, and she liked this beer. So that tells you, even though I can distinctly taste the bourbon in it, that it's not overwhelming and it doesn't take away from the beer, nor is it over pumpkin to where you're getting too much pumpkin. It's just a nice blend of the bourbon and the beer together. So if you get a chance, make sure you check out the Greater Pumpkin. I got this one at a local liquor store here, so I'm assuming that it's widely available, but I don't know that I've seen it other places. There's a lot of the pumpkin beers that are out there. I've seen a lot of the Southern Tier Pumpkin, the Warlock, a lot of the Gore's Gone Wild by Tampa Bay Brewing Company, a lot of different ones out there. I know Cigar City always makes a great pumpkin beer, but it like sells out so fast that you can't, it's hard to get. But this beer right here, I would give it a very high rating, very high rating. Well, I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this now. So if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having talking about beer and drinking great beer. And if you want any cool Beer Issues gear, like Beer Issues hats, t-shirts, phone cases, anything of the sort, make sure you go to shop.beerissues.com. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.